But this something is coming from somewhere else. So you and I are being broadcasted to this simulation reality. Something is broadcasting us here. What is broadcasting us? Consciousness. Your awareness, to being, to just know you're here. You belong here right now because this is where you're being broadcasted. So the fact that you're being broadcasted here, it means that your reality is very malleable. So think about that for a minute. If your reality is malleable, malleable means it's not fixed. If reality is malleable, and quantum physics says it is, evidence shows it is, that means everything around you can change. You're not stuck in the rut you think you are. It's not the end. You can get out of it. You can change night and day like that. That's what physics says. Nothing is ever at rest. Everything is changing. Look, even if you can't see it, which you can most of the time, it's happening in the background. So think about that a little deeper. So if you think the job you're at is never gonna work, or you're gonna be stuck in this position, or you're never gonna get that goal, that dream, never gonna happen for you, that's an illusion. It's your thoughts, it's your mind that's telling you that. But the truth is, all of this is transparency. If the electromagnetic force were turned off, I could push my hands would go right through this phone, transparent. There's a repulsion force that's resisting me from pushing my hand through this phone, from walking through the wall, from all of us. That's the only thing, guys, that make reality seem real to you. It's a force. It's this repulsion force. That's why everything feels real to you. You understand how that works? So someone says, Mark, have you ever felt like you're ancient and existing, even in space? Yep, felt. All of us are doing that. Someone asks, how often should you meditate? Well, you should meditate at least once a day. And meditation is about the quantity, not the quality versus quantity. How long is your meditation? Is your meditation 10 minutes, 20 minutes? Is a good meditation. But yeah, at least once a day. You don't have to meditate. And then follow your mindset, what your mind is, what your body's telling. So we're going to talk about this one, repetition of thoughts and affirmations impressed in the subconscious mind. Right. This is a good one here. Okay. So whenever we have a thought, and if we keep using that thought consistently over a period of time, it eventually gets into the subconscious mind. That's what we call like a thought. You think it, and then you visualize, you write it, and then the next step is you start to affirm it in a question. The ask formations work faster in the subconscious because your subconscious is built to answer stuff as like an experience, like a prove you thing. So when you ask something, then over a period of time, the subconscious now is going to accept that as a new proven thing to do for you. The subconscious goes to work. So as you say, as my friend says here, this is from, who's this? Infinite corridors, yes. Then the subconscious goes to work. And what the subconscious starts to do, it starts to look for patterns. What's first you're gonna happen? You're gonna see like the synchronicities. You're gonna see a lot of what we call coincidence, but they're not. You guys know how this stuff works. That's the first sign that okay, things are brewing in the background. When you see your synchronicities, guys, those are signs that something is going on. Something good is happening. That's first thing. Is going to show you the synchronicities. You're going to see a lot of call it mirroring. You see a lot of what you want around. Then once it leaves that state, then it goes to the next evolution, which is now it starts to come in as a manifestation. You start to see the physical experience of what you want. See that? Yep, now the eyes and brain. Someone has it nervous. So yeah, did you know your eyes are part of the brain. When the brain developed, the eyes popped out. We have so the eyes talk to the brain. But the central, I like to call it the CPU, the central processing unit of the brain is in the visionary cortex, the back of your skull. So something has to be feeding information to our eyes. And then when the information comes in from our eyes, it goes into the brain, and the brain then gives the eyes the pictures. So where is all of this picture of a tree and me and you coming from? I can tell you one thing, it's not coming from right here now. It's coming from somewhere else. Who knows? We don't know where it's at, but we know it's not here. We could speculate it's in a higher dimension. This is what we do know. We do know that the brain is in a dark capsule in the skull. We do know that the brain projects information through light. We do know that this information is non-local. It's not here. It's somewhere else. We know it's coming from somewhere else. And how we know that? Because we do know that we are conscious and we have awareness. Where's our conscious awareness coming from? We still don't know that. We can say it's in a dimension. What we do know is it's not in the 3D dimension. And then what else we do know? We do know that there is no self in you. You can't find any part in the brain where the self exists. Neuroscience has proven that. They look for all the parts in the brain where it houses the you or the me. It doesn't exist. So we do know all that stuff. So now this is beyond the realm of science. Now we're going into like higher information from our intuition and our higher selves. So with that being said, there is someone or something, I don't want to call someone because you don't know, that's beaming down this information into my brain, into your brain, and you're seeing, listen, you're seeing your unique world according to your part of consciousness. Does that make sense? Right, now there's a part of the brain now where you have to be careful. It's called the reticular activating system. So some people, okay, the reticular activating system is like this. If I want a red car, I'm going to think about a red car. My brain now is going to filter out and show me a lot of red cars. Some people may say, that's synchronicity. No, that's your reticular activating system. But here's the thing. The reticular activating system, or what's called the ROS, it's supposed to do that. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now here's where the power of this comes in now. When the reticular activation system is doing that, then this is where your higher self hypens up. You not only see a red car, but you start hearing about a red car. You start dreaming about a red car. People start talking about a red car. That's not part of the reticular activating system. So the reticular activating system starts it, and then the subconscious takes over. That's when you know you're in a higher dimension. So just know that it's normal when you see that happen, and then it comes in. The program, so the program. So everything, mental illness, everything we experience, happiness, joy, they're all just programs of this happening. The big thing is, all of this is programs, downloads. We all have been downloaded by our unique part of our authentic self. So here's the big thing. So there's consciousness, the experience. And what consciousness does, it breaks up into pieces and then comes into my brain and your brain. And then it turns into this role of, it starts to act as Mark and act as Jack or Jill or Tom or Janet, Cynthia, whatever. And then you start to play out your unique role. So we're one big part, but we're just like playing separate roles. So you see that there's nothing, everything is like connected. So whenever we expire, we leave here, the consciousness, that part that was me, goes back to the whole part. It goes back to, and then what it does, it recycles again, and it comes back again as someone else. That's called a reincarnation. And when it comes back, it's buried. It's everything. There's always, for everything, there's always records of this. It's called, people know that the Akashic records, right? So there's records of everything that ever happened, and it's stored in the subconscious, the unconscious. It's very deep, and that's why you see most people, they can come here and they don't remember their. That's why they have to do what they call past life regression, to go deep into the subconscious, and you can actually pull up some of your previous existence, your previous lives.